Hey, everybody, this is Steve with the Malone Realty Group, and today we're having another conversation. And this time we're talking with our world class superstar, rock star, stager, Miss Pamela Bills. Pamela,
Oh,
what's going on?
staging, that's what's going on.
Absolutely. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all that good stuff.
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Welcome to 2022. Okay, so we've talked a lot in the past. We worked together in the past. I figure this is a good time to talk to you as we have the record low inventory right now, but people are looking like they're going to list as we head into spring. So people are starting to think about it. You're the stager. Let's talk about, first of all, the importance of staging. Because all I have to do is put a for sale sign out in my front yard and the house is going to sell. Why do I need to worry about staging the house?
Maybe it's going to sell.
Maybe it's going to
go in your house. Well, the importance of staging right now is because we have international buyers. We don't just have buyers in America. We
Right.
have people moving here. We have people from other states. Staging mainly right now is for camera, to make your home camera ready and entice people to come in. You want to create an environment that's inviting, that makes them want to live there.
Okay. Makes sense. And as you said in the past, it's kind of, you're trying to create that neutrality almost. You're trying to make it neutral. You're trying to, depersonalize it and
Correct.
make it more appealing to the buyers.
Right.
Because to me, that's always been one of the hardest things. How do you deal with that when you go to somebody and they've got like 75 pictures of their grandkids on the walls, and you're like, all right, this is great. I love your grandkids, but we're going to have to take about 71 of these pictures down as we go to list the house. How do you approach your clients with that?
Well, one of the first things about depersonalizing is taking those personal pictures down. And that's not just an aesthetics, that is a safety reason.
Okay.
I've taken classes with police departments across the city, and they all suggest taking personal pictures down, especially if they're going to be involved in pictures that are going to be posted on the internet. You don't know who's out there. You don't
That's
know.
true.
You have pictures of your kids. There could be a predator looking at those pictures. You just don't know. So it's
Right.
very, very important to do personalize in that way, especially. Other ways aren't as bad. So we live in Atlanta. There might be a room decorated in the Falcons. That's fine. A theme room is fine. It's just the personal pieces that could
Right.
be,
Right. It's just safer to just let's take them down.
yeah,
Because we're gonna have to pack those pictures anyway when
right.
we get the house sold. So let's just go ahead and do it now.
Well, and anything that's extra. I love Marie Kondo. I love, oh shoot, what is it called? Um, the Konmari Method, where
Okay.
that's what I tell clients when I go in there. If they haven't even started packing, my first thing I tell them is, if it's not something you love, don't pay to move it. Don't move it. Get rid of it, sell it, donate it, do something.
It's a
But
great time to purge.
yeah, exactly. But we've moved 9 times in 13 years, and I didn't purge enough. And now we are trying to purge to downsize, and it's exhausting. But I've had clients clean out their houses and sell it off in a week. It's amazing what you can do when you focus on that. But
Absolutely. So let's get into that. And I think that's a good segue into the next question. That question is, let's say somebody's getting ready to list March 1st. Okay. And we're going to go out there, whether I'm selling, you're a real estate agent as well as, doing staging work. So you're going to go sell. Before we go out there and talk to them and come up with a game plan, what are some things that people can do to get their house ready from a staging perspective before you come in and really, bring the hammer and do the hard work?
well, the personal items for one thing.
Okay.
And then I encourage people to walk through your home as if you're a buyer. Walk through. Are there things that need to be repaired? Are light bulbs? I'm all about light bulbs being warm white and all the same, and that switches work. If you have things that need to be repaired, minor items, I would get them fixed. There's, you're going to be asking, we're all going to be asking about the main systems, but as far as for staging, it's mainly paint, carpet, flooring. What's the landscape like? That's the other thing people forget all the time is if the front of your house doesn't look inviting, who's going to want to come in and see it? It could be beautiful inside, but your curb appeal is very, very important. So you might need to clean it up, put some fresh mulch or pine straw, take out any dead bushes, maybe put a couple pots of pretty flowers. Like here we can plant pansies because they, for some reason, live through the winter.
Right.
And there's just different ways we can enhance a home with simple steps too. So
Right.
I think that's before when you're looking that far out, like March 1st, that's like 6 weeks. Um, you you're really looking at some of the things that are going to take longer, paint, getting some of that. And it's hard to set up contractors sometimes. So even getting 3 estimates, whatever you need to do, you may come to the point where, is this really necessary? So sometimes in some of your neighborhoods, you don't want to paint. You want to let those people do it. I've had people do flooring and then people come in and rip it all out. It's like,
Right.
you got to decide, especially in the neighborhood, what you've got to be at the level that the neighborhood is at.
Right. And you mentioned the outside. I mean, you and I, we both work with buyers where the pictures look great. Let's go outside, take a look at the house. But you pull up in the driveway, and the first thing you see is a yard, and it's like, oh my goodness, I mean, you couldn't rake the leaves. You couldn't mow the lawn. You know what I mean? And it's like,
Right.
and I mean, and you go up to the door, and it takes like 20, 30 seconds to open the lockbox to go inside. And those whole 20, 30 seconds, they're looking at the yard. They're looking at the front stoop, and so there you go. All right, so we go inside. Talk to me about decluttering. I mean, what should be the plan on decluttering? When you're on the inside. Less is more, obviously, but I mean, how far down do we go as far when it comes to decluttering? Can you go too far?
Oh yeah, people can go too far and it looks antiseptic.
Okay.
It looks like nobody lives there. But I mean, the kitchen, especially, you want minimal, like maybe 3 items on your counter. You want to see as much counter space as possible. But there are some homes that have so much counter space that you do want to put something there to warm it up.
Right.
Or in the bathrooms, make sure, like I always use white towels, but to have nice clean towels. And the other thing I'm going to mention is before you even start staging, have a deep clean. Get the home cleaned. I
Yeah.
mean, it may cost you 150 to 250, but it's so worth it. Your home will look fantastic.
Right.
There's more times I have buyers walk through a house and come out and go, it was dirty.
Right.
I don't want a house that's dirty.
Right.
So that's kind of a first impression. So especially like we were talking about the outside, the front door, it needs to sparkle. It needs to be clean and inviting.
Right. Okay. Talk about paint. Typically, when you're painting a room, like what? First of all, obviously, I mean, we could paint the whole house, but we're trying to get a whole bunch of stuff done. We had to focus on rooms to paint. What are the
Right.
rooms that we need to paint? What are the most important rooms?
Kitchen,
Okay.
master bedroom, bath.
Yeah.
Not necessarily kids' rooms, not a basement. That's not important. Um, an entry, I mean, dining room, living room. I mean, if it's a horrible color or it's in really, really bad shape, that is necessary. But other than that, I wouldn't bother. I just had a client that painted just one wall and one little alcove by the stairs. And that's because when we went and took some pool holder off, it just put a hole in the wall. So So we had to patch it. But the other area had gotten scuffed up and nothing would take it off, like the Mr. Clean dry, eraser.
Yeah, right.
It wouldn't come off. So, we just paid to paint it.
There you go. Cool. And I mean, and we always talk about, I mean, paint's not that expensive. Yeah, it's a pain in the rear to spend a weekend painting like 3 rooms, but the return on that is just huge,
Huge.
especially if you're doing the right rooms.
Right.
Okay. So we're decluttering. We're not too bad. We're painting. We're being strategic about it. We're doing the landscaping. And then I think everything from there is going to go towards, then it's more specialized, bringing in, tchotchkes. And that's why we work with you to come in and bring that stuff. Is there anything else that kind of jumps out at you as something else somebody can do, that we haven't mentioned yet? Like that magic thing that people are like, oh yeah, that's right. I should have done that.
One thing, Steve, is people don't realize their valuables. So jewelry,
Gotcha.
guns,
Right.
anything, even expensive artwork, you could take out of the picture so it's not a temptation to someone. You just, especially if we're having an open house, sometimes you don't know who's coming through your home.
Right.
And you sometimes can't have an agent in every room or an assistant or whatever. So it's better to just remove those items either from the home or put them under lock and key.
We talk about prescriptions too.
Oh, exactly. That's right. Drugs.
Yeah.
Drugs. Oh, well, hello. Drugs, alcohol, jewelry.
And the guns thing too. I mean, yeah, because I've seen guns like on the like by the dishes, like in the kitchen, like the guns are sitting there, and it's like, personally, I'm okay with, but I could see where it's like, I don't want to be walking through with kids or whatever, and the gun's like right there, and it's like you don't know.
So drugs, alcohol, guns, jewelry, artwork, any valuables just need to go away.
Okay.
You didn't mention cleaning. I just think that's so important.
You did. It is. I mean, and it's funny because I took somebody out earlier, or not earlier this year, but last year, and we're in Buford. It was a nice house, nice neighborhood. It was great. And you go inside, and if it's dirty, I mean, you just make all kinds of assumptions about the house. I mean, if it's dirty, I mean, your brain just starts going, well, if they're that dirty, showing the house, what does it look like here? And what did they do with this? And you know what I mean? It's like, it'll lead you down the road. And then all of a sudden, the house is like, there's no sparkle on the house anymore.
Right.
So, and that's the importance of staging. You got to keep that sparkle on the house.
Yeah, not 50 million pillows on your sofa.
Right. Cool.
Pets need to be put away. That was one thing we didn't mention. Pets and sometimes pet odor. If you have a neighbor that can come walk through your home and say, I need you to be honest with me. Does my house smell like the dog? Does it smell like the cat?
Right.
Can I board them for a weekend? We deep clean the house, we stage it. The animals go to the kennel just for the weekend. I mean, this is how fast things sell. So usually we could do pictures on 1 week and have it staged. And then it's not going live until the following Thursday. So
Right.
Then somebody comes in and freshens it up. The animals go to the kennels and people go away for a weekend, like a Airbnb, and they stay away and let the magic happen. And the house gets sold by Monday night. So that's kind of the amazing thing about this time in the market, because even 2 years ago, we weren't like this. So
there you go. Well, cool. Well, like I said, this is a good 30,000 foot view. And I think as we go forward, we'll have more talks when we talk a little bit more about, as we're painting, what specific colors are we looking for? As we're looking to do some like hang pictures or whatever, what are we looking, what are the styles, stuff like that. I just want to have like a 30,000 foot view, like I said, and then we can go from there.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. So Pamela Bills, she is my rock star stager. So she is definitely part of the team and an integral part of what we do. So let us know, what you need to sell your house. Pam, I appreciate you. Happy New Year. Thank you for your time today.
You're welcome.
Cool. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching the video today. If you want more information on what's going on in the real estate market, take a look at some of these videos over here that we've posted, keeping up with what buying, selling, things that are going on in the North Georgia market. But if you want to keep up with everything that we post to our YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel down there, bottom right. That way you won't miss out on anything.